Yes, guys, welcome back to COSSYZ Arsenal podcast. Welcome back to my show, COSSYZ Cup of Coffee. This is a show I'll be doing whenever I can. I want to do it on a daily basis. Basically, we should be talking about players that are linked to the Premier League, not only in regard to Arsenal, but basically the Premier League. So it will be much of a transfer video episode about the Premier League, and of course a couple of other topics about the Premier League. But I want those players that are linked or that have an impact on Arsenal. That's what we shall be discussing. So because it's going to be called COSSYZ Cup of Coffee. I have another one, and I'll call it COSSYZ Brew. But that one should be a live video. Yeah, this will be an upload. Then I'll have COSSYZ Brew. It will be a live video, and of course we shall continue having the daily Arsenal episodes as they have been coming in thick and fast. So make no mistake, subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, get your comments coming in. And the question in this video is as simple as this: do you think Erling Haaland would be a fit replacement of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Alexander Lacazette at Arsenal? It's as simple as that, and I think many people are going to say it's a no-brainer. Yeah, one of you are going to say it's a no-brainer and so on. But what do you think as a person? Do you think he would be that perfect replacement of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Alexander Lacazette at Arsenal? In this case, I'm going to discuss him in regards to City, Liverpool, Manchester United, Chelsea, Arsenal, Real Madrid, and a couple of other clubs that have been interested in his signature, and see, first and foremost, where would he like to go? Where is his future brighter? And who needs him most? Let's get the party started. Smash like button. So, if any club wants Erling Haaland, they have to meet almost 75 million pounds, which is his release clause. However, his value is adding on day in, day out, and Dortmund, I don't think Dortmund will be settling for anything less than 150 million. Based on the current statistics of the player and his form and everything, I think he is one of the best strikers in the world. I don't want to call him the best striker right now on the planet. I don't want to call him. I think I still have my opinions that players like Robert Lewandowski have earned their status for some time. They have been there. They have done it for a couple of seasons. Lewandowski has proven us wrong when he was at Dortmund. He showed us that he is that kind of player that can be at a club like Dortmund and score the goals every season. When he went to Bayern Munich, he stood up with the pressure of a big team and he still delivered. So for me, if you ask me, the number nines, those on the planet, the number nines that I believe are quite good, I still think Robert Lewandowski has won my heart in the past decade. Make no mistake, Braut Haaland is a talent that is very, very rare. His statistics, his appearance on the pitch, everything he does, it only shows you that he's a special kind of kid. And many clubs are interested. But where can he go? Let's start with Arsenal. We have Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who is aging. He signed a 3-year extension at the club. So in the next 3 years, until maybe in 2023, we expect Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to leave. Alexander Lacazette is already 29, so I think in the next 3 years, still Lacazette will be leaving the Emirates Stadium. That leaves us with Edin Nketiah as the only striker we are looking at. And of course, I've already told you, and I still believe Nketiah is not as reliable as you would think Alexander Lacazette or Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang will be. So it means we have to go back in the market. So if we sign a player like Erling Haaland, just in case, if only Arsenal could just close their eyes and spend 150 million on a player like Erling Haaland, I think that would be a massive forward line investment. Massive. I think he's a player that can take us for the next 5 years, banging in goals, and unless he's injured, but He is a player that can lead that forward line as a lone striker. He can play in a couple of formations: 4-3-3, 3-4-3, 4-4-2, 4-1-4-1, wherever kind of formation you're gonna use him. I think he's that kind of striker. But unfortunately, we know the Arsenal always never have those funds to finance such transfers. So let us discuss the big names now, because like I said, I would want Arsenal to sign him, but I don't think Arsenal would either decide to break the bank or just follow the way things have been done at the club and never do such deals. So I start with Liverpool. I think Liverpool have the potential to sign Erling Haaland. They might not be such a very rich club, but pulling off Virgil van Dijk for 75 million and pulling up that Alisson Becker move, it already showed us that if they have an opportunity to spend the money, they'll spend it. You know, it was absolutely crazy for Liverpool to spend 60 million plus on a goalkeeper, but they did. And they spent 75 million in the January transfer window on one player from Southampton, and is now one of the best defenders in the world. So at least they know what it means to spend and what advantages come with it, because they have spent much on Keita, they spent much on Virgil van Dijk, they spent much on Alisson, and look, they won the English Premier League after so many years, and they also won the UEFA Champions League. So trust me, if they have an opportunity to sign a striker, they already have evidence on their fingertips that signing players, however much, however expensive they are, pulls off. And I think if Liverpool sign Erling Haaland, they could be even more deadly. You see, they are using Roberto Firmino. No disrespect, he's leading that line exceptionally well. But if they have a player like Erling Haaland who can give you 25 goals, then you have Salah who gives you another 15 or 20 goals, and Sadio Mane with his regular 15 goals. You know what I'm talking about. You know where Liverpool is going. They have players like Thiago. They have players like Jordan Henderson that are very, very committed to creating chances. If they only can get a player who can finish off 90% of those chances, Liverpool could be here for the next 5 years. However, I want to discuss Chelsea in regards to Erling Haaland, because he's been linked there as well. Make no mistake, I'll discuss Manchester United deeply, because I think they need Erling Haaland more, and they had a chance to sign him for less, and they didn't use the opportunity. So let's just start off with Chelsea. Chelsea have 2 strikers right now. Okay, 3. Olivier Giroud, who I choose not to count as a striker. But Batshuayi, I don't think he is that kind of striker that is in the plans of Chelsea anymore. So you will be looking at Tammy Abraham and Timo Werner. Back in the day, you thought Timo Werner would be a direct competitor to earn a Golden Boot award for Erling Haaland, but it doesn't seem like that. It seems Chelsea have preferred to use him on the left, and he's struggling in the Premier League. But even if Chelsea stayed with Werner, they would use Erling Haaland. They would need a player like Erling Haaland. Tammy Abraham could be a very good striker. He might, he would develop as in a good striker. But is he that kind of striker that can give you 30 goals to win a title? I don't think so. I don't see him as that kind of striker. So again, Chelsea, based on the perceived ambitions that their fans think the club has, and which have been reflected in their transfer policies and a couple of times they have always addressed themselves as Chelsea. You could clearly see that they are a little bit more ambitious, at least more than Tottenham and Arsenal. They would need a player like Erling Haaland. 30 goals. You remember, just think about it. Other times Chelsea have been deadly. They've had that kind of striker that can score beautiful, critical, match-needed goals. Drogba, Diego Costa. So trust me, even Hazard reached at a time when he could score them regular goals. So they need the regular goals, and I think it's one of the problems that is actually affecting them as Chelsea. they don't have that kind of player that can give them regular goals. There are times when you need to win by 1-0. There are times when you need to win by a difference of 1 goal, and they have not done it. So I think Haaland could be another perfect fit at Chelsea. Manchester City, for them, it's even worse. Their striking line looks clearly empty with Kun Aguero linked with PSG, and of course his contract running down. I don't think he's going to sign another long-term contract. Edge is catching up on him. The pace and everything is against him. They need a brilliant replacement of Kun Aguero. And I think, however much Pep Guardiola never wants to use this kind of direct strikers, he has no option this time. He needs to get in that kind of striker, that kind of prolific finisher. City have this problem. They create a lot. Kevin De Bruyne is going to create a lot of chances, and you can see most of their goals these days are coming from the midfield. It's either Sterling or Kevin De Bruyne or Riyad Mahrez or Ike Gundogan or Phil Foden onto the score sheet. So they still need that leading man that can at least score them some 27, 35 goals in a season. And they've been linked with him very, very closely, because I know and I understand they have that striker deficit. If they get Erling Haaland, it would be, trust me, it would be something very, very scary for the Premier League teams. Just imagine pairing Kevin De Bruyne with Erling Haaland, then Raheem Sterling, then Riyad Mahrez, and Bernardo Silva. You don't wish that team to attack you, because we could see some 8-2, 6-1, 7-1, coming back, and you do not want to recall such history. The other team I want to discuss last is Manchester United. I want to discuss Real Madrid. I want to talk about Manchester United. Now, United, we're in January 2021, and in January 2020, they had a chance to sign Erling Haaland. They never signed him for reasons best known to them or to the player. Many people say the player chose to go to Dortmund, develop his career there, and so on. And other people say it is because of his agent, Mino Raiola, and so on. So all that is said and done, but facts are facts. They missed out on a brilliant signing. They missed out on a player that could have made things happen at the club. So, and one of the reports I've been reading is quite crazy. Someone saying that United need to make 175 million of Braut Haaland to win the league. And if you're a Manchester United fan and Eddie Woodward woke up one day and said he's going to sign Erling Haaland for 175 million, I can't swear here, but you just call him that kind of word that you do not want your kids to hear. They had a chance to sign him for 21 million. They must be scratching their heads every day, day in, day out. How did we miss this striker? And he had proven himself. He had scored a couple of goals. This guy has played 25 Bundesliga games ever since he joined Dortmund and scored 25 Bundesliga goals. You get me? So that is how good he is. This season in the Champions League, 4 appearances, 6 goals. That is how good he is. He's not a penalty taker. He doesn't take much of penalties. Most of his goals come from open play with his left foot, the right foot, and the head. So if United have that kind of player, maybe it could save them the many seasons they won't be real title challenges. I don't think Anthony Martial has that ability to lead that line. However much people may praise him, others may, demean him. I don't think he is a bad player. He's really talented. He has a lot of things to add to the Manchester United game on the pitch. But I don't think he is that Edson Cavani. And you have already seen the difference when Manchester United field Cavani, as their number 10, as their lead striker, and when United field Martial as their number 10. The difference is so big. The runs off the ball, the runs on the ball, whenever Cavani is on the pitch, how he utilizes that 18-yard, and 6-yard, box and opportunities. It's far different. It's far different from how Anthony Martial uses those passes. And I think if Manchester United could only get a player like Erling Haaland, because unfortunate for them, Cavani cannot be here for 5 years, but Erling Haaland can be here for 10 years, and that's the difference. He's signed for Dortmund as a teenager. He's 20 now. 10 years down the road, he's going to be 30 years. What a project you would love to, invest in. And I think players like Odson Edward, players like Pachandaka, players like, those young strikers, the Balogun kind of type, if they can pick inspiration from this guy, maybe the shortage of strikers that is threatening the world could just come to an end. My name is COSSYZ, and that has been COSSYZ Cup of Coffee discussing Erling Braut Haaland. Too much sugar. So make sure you've subscribed. Make sure you comment with which team should Erling Braut Haaland go to. Where do you think he should go to? Because in my case, I think the best destination for Erling Haaland would be Manchester City right now. They have everything. They're gonna give him the money. They'll give him Champions League football. They give him a challenge to the title. They'll give him the chances to score as a striker and develop himself. And they have the best manager in the world. No offense to Jurgen Klopp. Liverpool also, you would think Liverpool could also do the same, but I still doubt Liverpool. I still have my own doubts with Liverpool, but the playing style, they really do not like this kind of play where they have a target man. They always love it when they have money. They have a couple of they play this kind of football where everybody is equal. They play like equals, which not the same with City. City, they don't do that. So I think if you went to City, he would have a bright future. I would simply not recommend Real Madrid. I would simply not recommend Arsenal. I would simply not recommend Chelsea. But I would recommend Manchester City, Liverpool, and Manchester United. Now, that is my cup of coffee. And I'll be coming back with another episode like this, either tomorrow or next tomorrow, just like the Nigerians say. Okay, I won't say next tomorrow, but the day after. Keep safe, subscribe, and I'll speak to you very, very soon. I'll be coming back with the Arsenal update. Kian Tierney is a long-term target for Napoli. I think even crazy. But we shall be discussing that and discussing more things. Gabriel Martinelli's injury, the Crystal Palace game on Thursday, and a couple of other issues. I love you and keep safe. I'll speak to you very, very soon.